Hey guys, it's Sweet. How you going? I am back with another video. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support that you guys have shown me over the last couple months. My channel's been growing at a super fast rate. I'm getting hundreds of questions a day. If you do have any questions, please drop them in my Discord. The link is below. I look forward to hearing from you. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been asking for submissions for VODs in the Reddit World of PvP subreddit. And the aim of today is to review games that are from between the 1200 to 2K bracket where most of the ladder sits. Now I could very easily run through pro level games, 3K level games, and you wouldn't see many errors or errors that even apply to you. So what I'm trying to do with this series is show people where they can improve in their actual brackets and mistakes that they may be making themselves. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so jumping into our first game from Marxist. Before this game even starts, your UI is super clean. Now, when I say clean, that's not necessarily a good thing. I already know that I'm going to have so much trouble understanding what's happening in this game because it is so crisp. The things that I want to see are like our S Arena and stuff. It's all blending in with your frames, which, I mean, looks very nice. But the issue with that is that it's all going to blend in. I'm not going to be able to see what I want to see. I'm also not a fan of these weak auras for PvP, but, you know, if they help you, then, you know, it's your gameplay. All right. So we have a Ret Pally and we have a Fire Mage and we're versing two Rets. So already we know that this is going to be quite a tough game for you. The two Rets in the bubble could very easily one-shot you. All right, so first thing I want to say here, you are running up the middle of the bridge when there are two Rets running right at you. You probably, even though you're invisibility, want to be going up the other side to create a little bit of distance between them before the game actually starts. All right, let's keep going. All right, ring. This ring is being dropped with no cover. You haven't covered it with DB. Chances are that they're going to see this and they're just going to dodge it completely. But let's see what happens. Nope, this guy's a moron. All right, so you've shept him. Or shept, is that even a word? So sheep and ring are obviously on the same DR. And you've doubled up there, which was probably a little bit unnecessary. What I would have said here is, rather than going for this random ring, you should probably have DB'd or just gone for the sheep. Because you were in invisibility, you would have been able to get that sheep off very cleanly without having to drop the ring, which you could probably use later on. So let's see, this guy's getting trucked. Oh, that was nice. That was big. With Ret Pally combos and any sort of Pally, you generally want to save something for after the bubble. Now this fella here, this unfortunate fellow, did not bubble, so this isn't a problem in this game, but you're basically blowing everything right now in the opener. So I'm a little bit worried what's going to happen at the end of this. So let's keep going. This big vengeance shield's about to pop. Oh, what? Bro. Ret Pallies. Am I right? All right, let's see what we do now. So right now we can see that this Pally is still on ring DR. He still has his trinket. I'm not sure how these frames work, is because that's adaptation, that's trinket. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep going on. All right. So you've been hodged here. Knowing that the Pally still had hodge, you probably could have altered time here. Now that's a very high level move, but and it's not realistic to kind of assume that the Pally's running at you, but yeah. I probably would have said alter time here if you could. Let's see. So you had two options here. The first one was to trinket and the second was to block. Blocking was not the correct choice here. You wanted to trinket this. Now, the reason you want to trinket this rather than block is because when your cauterize procs, you want to be able to block that to keep your HP. Very simple. All right, cool. So we blocked. Now, I think I just saw you cancel that block. What you would have wanted to do here was wait for this DR to finish and then Dragon's Breath him and then sheep him. So let's see what happens. Very good counter spell. This was awesome. That was great. Now, you're in a good position here, okay? It's not wrong to say that to do damage here, okay? I would have probably shept him. Well, what I keep saying shep, I'm not even sure if that's a word. I wouldn't have sheeped him here. I would have sheeped him here so I could probably recover, wait for my cooldowns, because your cooldowns are still not up. Combustion's already being used. We've got 2 minutes. Let's see how this plays out. All right, bit of a random meteor there. This is where a sheep would have come in handy, okay? Because you could have sheeped him, you could have gone back, created some range, and then you could have, I don't know if you play, you're probably not playing G-Pie. You are playing G-Pie. You could have sheeped him and then G-Pied. And then meteored off that, and that probably would have been the kill right there. Cool, so Pally's healing up, doing what Pally's do, just a million healing, unbelievable. Altar time, this is a good altar time. This is a very good altar time because the Pally's about to connect with you. So that is a good choice. One thing I would have done was probably stayed up top so that I could use altar time to teleport back up after you bait the Pally back down to the bottom. Cool. So just being kicked on fire. We've still got frost. Awesome. Freedom's up. Spell steal it. Spell steal it. We didn't spell steal it. That right there, that Hodge there should have been instant trinket. You should have instantly trinketed that, got out, taken that. Okay, we're in trouble here. We're in a lot of trouble here. We've got DB. Now, what you need to be doing right here is DB sheeping. Not a bad teleport, not a bad teleport at all. Bit of a random ring, a lot of his damage is ranged. Yeah. So if you are going to ring and it's not covering the whole area, you're probably better off just staying inside the ring, to be honest. Getting a little bit of damage off here. This is nice. He's wasted his kick. Now, right there. Right there, when you procced your court, you would have wanted to block that. That's why you should have trinketed earlier rather than using your block earlier. Beautiful. And that is the end of the game. So there were a few choices in that game where you could have probably done it a little bit better. The obvious one is trinketing that Hodge rather than the block. The second is stealing those freedoms. Getting those freedoms off the Pally is good just so you can kite away a little bit better. Otherwise, if the Pally has his slow on you and you've got nothing on him, he's just going to catch you and do a whole lot of damage. I would have also saved a little bit of damage after the bubbles because you didn't really do that. You used everything in the opener and you had not a whole lot left afterwards. The other thing as well, let's go back to after the first Pally dies. So after the first Pally's died here, you could have easily won this game right here by... actually no, you're on DR. Yeah, I was going to say that you could probably just have shept him and then healed up the Pally to full and it would have been fine. But yeah, you made a few mistakes here that probably cost you guys the game. But this Pally just got one shot. Like, it's the game. There's a lot of damage. But I think you played this okay. There's just a few things that you could have adjusted to make it a little bit better. So that wasn't too bad. Marxist, so just keep working on that. And also, if you're going to talent into G-Pie, make the most of it. Get your resets, sheep up, use G-Pie into big meteor combos, and that can be enough to kill people. So, cool. Okay, in our next game, we have Aldercy and Birthmark. So Birthmark is the guy recording. We have got Resto Sham and a Arms Warrior versus Arms Warrior disc. Now, in theory, you guys should definitely have the advantage over these guys here. Let's see how this plays out. Similar to the last guy, your UI is very, very clean, bro. It's very clean. I don't like these black shadings around. It looks very sexy. It's a very PvE UI. If that works for you, cool. But try and at least get something that stands out a little bit more, because everything blends in here. This is very nice. It's very sexy. Anyways. Alright, so your Shams just used Fleshcraft, which is good because the warrior has now swapped to him. Their priest is playing fairly offensive. Yeah. Priest is damaging you. He's dropped a nice paints up early. Let's see how this plays out. So if you've used Avatar, you use all your offensive cooldowns. However, we did not have any CC on the priest at all. We had nothing. You needed to either get a fear on him or let your Shami go across and get a hex, because this guy is just going to get healed up. Cool. So your Shami shocked here, which is nice. He's interrupted the priest. And now they are dropping the damage. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is that you're training the warrior while the warrior is training your Shami. Your Shami, in theory, should have a lot more lasting power than this disc. What you're doing by chasing the warrior, and this is not going to be every situation, but you're basically allowing him to use sweeping strikes and cleave you down. Let's see how much he actually makes out of this. So, another thing, your Shami during his cooldowns, the warrior's avatar, he didn't pop any cooldowns. He's quite low. If I was him, I would have just dropped this earthen and he probably would have been okay. Cool, so this fear was a fear that you would have wanted to use on their priest. Priest has just used mind games. Now, if your Shami doesn't dispel this instantly and he heals himself, the game's over. Yep. Okay. So they're going full offensive on your Shami, and he hasn't popped any cooldowns here. It also looks like you are... Oh, you're disarm hit. You are disarm. Okay. So where did we use disarm? We used disarm in the opener when the warrior hadn't used any cooldowns. Now remember, guys, when we use cooldowns, we want to answer cooldowns with cooldowns. You use the cooldown without him using the cooldown, and therefore he's probably just going to win the trade straight up. So your Shami's died here. He barely used any cooldowns. He used his wall at the last second. Walls are always best used at high health to trade out cooldowns. You don't want to use it at low health. There is not a whole lot of benefit to it. Okay. The main reason that you lost this game is because the Shami didn't use any cooldowns, but there are of course things that you could have improved on, like using that disarm properly. You had intervene. Intervene wasn't used. There could have been a spell reflect on the mind games. So the mind games was actually what killed him. He healed into the mind games. He didn't dispel it, and that's why he died. If you had have reflected that mind games, he would probably still be alive. Okay, so there was things that you both could be doing there that unfortunately did not happen. And yeah, this game is just going to end. So Birthmark, thank you so much for allowing me to use this clip. In short, answer cooldowns with cooldowns, use your intervene a little bit more, and spell reflect key things. And also make sure that you're getting CC on your healer before you use any CC on their healer before you use any damage, because that was kind of just a wasted birth there, unfortunately. Cool. All right, so here we have another clip from Birthmark. He's playing with Kilgrak, who is an enhanced Shami, and he is versing a Holy Paladin Rogue. Now, the first thing I want to say before this game starts is that you're in battle stance. You should always start in defensive stance against rogue teams until you know who they're going to go on. All right. Shami's been sapped. Are you getting in combat? No, you haven't got in combat yet. what you should be doing at this point is getting combat with the pally. So go and throw an axe at him. Just get yourself in combat so that you don't get sapped and have to waste Berserker Rage. Pally's coming in, Rogue's opened. Beautiful. Very good disarm. That was a very nice disarm on the Rogue on the cheap shot. As we all know, most of Rogue's damage comes in the first 4 seconds because they're legendary. So disarming him during that time is big. That's like very big. Blinding Light comes in. It breaks. That's nice. Your fear missed the pally. Now, if you're going to be fearing, you generally don't want to be fearing the target that you're just about to hit to break the fear. Okay, so you would want to fear that pally and then hit the Rogue. Your Enhance is taking a fair amount of damage. Rogue's cloaked. We're starting to get CDs out of the Rogue, which is very nice. This pally is super close. Sack has just come out from the pally. We've got a Rogue vanish. Nice, okay. So the fact that you swapped that pally on the sack, and when the Rogue was in invasion, was very nice. You got a lot of damage on him, and you forced him to bubble. So that's very, very good. Yushami's doing a really good job at keeping himself alive here too. Blinds come out. You've trinketed the blind. Very nice. And this should just be a win here. This should be a very simple win. It's hitting you. This is fine. This is still fine. The Hex comes out, but it's been broken. That was a trinket. So Pally's trinketed here, which is nice. What I would have liked is if you had have feared the pally a little bit earlier, rather than fearing the Rogue, because if you had have got that trinket earlier, then this Rogue would have died a lot faster. But it looks like since Cheat Death's already procced, that he was going to die anyway. Now, when your Rogue was kidney shot, you should have intervened him. You could have saved him quite a lot of damage. You're very high on health. This is not a problem. You should have intervened. Chances are after a cheap shot, he was probably going to mark for death a Visk. So that would have been a nice way to save him a little bit of life. So you've disarmed him. He's in a bomb. This is still looking very promising. You guys are playing this game quite well. He shadowy jeweled you and you've just finished him off. Now that Rogue did not play very well. When you're at low HP like that, shadowy dueling the person who's about to execute you, not the best choice. So you won this game. It was very clean. I think you did quite a good job in this game. The only thing I can say about it, yeah, congrats and combatant. Good job, brother. But yeah, as I said, use intervene a little bit more, and you should. Ooh, that shouldn't pop up. Don't worry about that. Yeah, use intervene a little bit more. Your disarms were nice. And just make sure you land that fear on the pally. But good job for that game. Thumbs up. So guys, that is going to be my first VOD review for you guys, helping you improve your gameplay. If you have VOD submissions of your own that you want me to go through, please send me a link to sweetwow@gmail.com and I will review them for you. Now, before you head off on me, please scroll down and hit like and subscribe if you liked this video. If you have any questions, join my Discord. I answer questions all day, every day, so drop them in the Discord. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.